Today, we are talking about Retatrutide, a new drug that's not just making waves, honestly, it's creating a full-blown tsunami of hype in the world of metabolic health.
I mean, you've heard the names everywhere, right? Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. They have totally, completely changed the conversation around weight management.
But what if I told you there's something else coming down the pipeline that might just make those look like the opening act? Retatrutide is shaping up to be a whole different animal, a genuine game changer. And that really brings us to the big question we're tackling today. Is this thing the metabolic miracle everyone's been waiting for, or is it an incredibly powerful tool that's also a potential minefield we have to navigate very, very carefully? Let's get into it. So first, let's just set the stage. Look at this number, 1 billion. That's not a typo. According to the World Obesity Federation, that's how many adults are projected to be living with obesity by 2030. The scale of this problem it's just massive. And that is the exact target retatrutide has in its sights. So what is it that makes this drug so special? We got to get into the science a little bit, because retatrutide isn't just another peptide. People are calling it the triple threat. Okay, so unlike the other drugs that maybe target one or two hormone pathways, retatrutide is a single molecule that goes after three: GLP-1, GIP, and the glucagon receptor. And it's this multi-pronged attack that makes it so unbelievably potent. So here's how this triple action thing works. Think of it like this. GLP-1, that's basically the kill switch for your appetite. It tells your brain, hey, stop eating. Then you've got GIP, which is like an amplifier, right? It makes that I'm full signal way, way louder. But the real game changer here is GCG, or glucagon. For years, everybody kind of misunderstood this one, but now we know it basically commands your body to crank up its engine and start burning more energy, more fat. And this quote from Dr. Bachmeyer it nails it. It's not just about turning down the volume on your hunger, it's about getting your entire metabolic system, this incredibly complex orchestra of hormones, to finally play in perfect harmony again. So, let's look at the data, because the science is one thing, but the results from the clinical trials, that's what really lit the fuse and created this firestorm of interest. Now, what's really fascinating here is the head-to-head comparison. When you look at the trials, retatrutide hits an average weight loss of 22% at 48 weeks. I mean, that just blows past tirzepatide at 18% and semaglutide at 14%. It's really in a league of its own. But hold on, it gets even crazier. In the big phase 3 trial, people on the higher dose lost an average of almost 29% of their body weight. I mean, that is a staggering number. We're getting into territory that was previously only seen with bariatric surgery. And here it is. This, to me, is the real showstopper. It's not just about the pounds on the scale. A trial showed that after 48 weeks, people saw an average reduction in the harmful fat in their liver of 86%. 86. We're not just talking about trimming fat here. This is about fundamentally reversing a disease at its source. Okay, so all of this incredible power, it comes with a user's manual, and this is a crucial point. The drug's success isn't just about what's in the vial, it's about the person actually using it. This quote just perfectly frames the whole situation. The outcome is not a guarantee. The difference between a life-changing result and a really, really expensive failure, it has everything to do with you, your biology, and your behavior. So let's look at 3 things that can totally sabotage this drug. First up, mitochondrial dysfunction. If your cellular power plants are broken, they just can't follow the drug's orders to burn more energy. Second, corticosteroid conflict. If you're taking something like prednisone, you're creating what's basically a pharmacological stalemate. One drug is trying to help your insulin sensitivity, and the other is making it worse. And last but not least, dietary anarchy. You simply cannot out-inject a 5,000-calorie pizza. The laws of thermodynamics are still a thing. All right, let's talk about the fine print, because with this kind of power comes great responsibility, and understanding the risks is absolutely 100% non-negotiable. The most common side effects are, you guessed it, gastrointestinal. We're talking nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. In fact, studies show that up to 86% of people will experience this stuff, and about 14%, that's roughly 1 out of every 7 people, actually stop taking the drug because the side effects are just too much. Now, okay, that's a pretty blunt statement, right? But it points to a really critical issue. If you ramp up the dose too fast, what some people call bro science dosing, you can make these side effects way, way worse. The clinical trials use these very careful, slow titration schedules for a reason, to let your body adapt. Now, this slide is maybe one of the most important ones. We have to talk about safety. Pharmaceutical-grade peptides are made in FDA-registered facilities. You need a prescription. What you find online, sold as research chemicals, that is a completely different world. It's totally unregulated, it can have dangerous contaminants, and you have no idea if it's pure or sterile. Using that stuff is just a massive gamble with your health. So here's the thing. If we only look at Retatrutide as a weight loss drug, we are missing the entire point. The weight loss is just a really, really noticeable side effect of a much deeper process that's going on. The real revolution here is that this drug seems to systematically dismantle the very foundations of chronic disease. By correcting this core metabolic insanity, it has the potential to affect everything from kidney disease and PCOS to inflammation in the brain, which some scientists are now calling type 3 diabetes. It's not just managing symptoms, it's going after the root cause. And that really brings us to our final thought. Retatrutide is presenting us with this incredible opportunity, a potential key to unlock a whole new era of metabolic health. But it's also a very complex lock. It demands our respect. It demands that we understand our own biology and that we partner with the drug instead of just passively relying on it. Because at the end of the day, the fight for our health is still ours to win.